This video discusses linking your Zadarma account to your TrackDrive version 2 platform. Zadarma is a VoIP provider that allows SIP out, and on TrackDrive version 2 we can maintain as a virtual number any phone number in the world that allows for SIP out from that system. We will SIP into TrackDrive and control the number as if we owned it. So pretty nice feature. Zadarma here, if you go to pricing, click on phone numbers. This is before I've logged in. I'm at their main website here. You can see any country you'd like to for numbers, how much it's going to cost to get a toll-free number, or a specific city. So about $2 a number throughout the UK. And then pricing for the calls. I would key in United States here. Or I'm sorry, United Kingdom is what I was looking for. And you get the rates of the calls. Now the SIP in leg to TrackDrive, the list price on that is 0.007. So basically calls, the inbound leg on toll-free UK would be the 0.022 plus the 0.007, so 0.029 total inbound cost using the Zadarma. That's not bad. United Kingdom, I've seen on other VoIP systems for toll-free is as much as 25 cents a minute. It's quite pricey. So Zadarma is quite the company to use for using international numbers on TrackDrive. Okay, so I'm going to go to integrations. Now you do see that we have Zadarma Special. They have an API who at least lets us see the numbers, and they're a very popular VoIP provider. But it'd be the same thing as adding it through SIP here. So this is the button you would use for any other SIP provider until we make any interfaces. So I'm going to click on install here. Now it says that you need to get the key. We need to key in the secret key, and we press here to get that key. Now I've already gone through the process, so I'm not going to see that button. So when you click on that button, that wasn't normally here, generate a key, it'll say it's sending an email to the account on file, and then you click on another link which brings you to this interface here. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the key and the secret key, and install the service. Now I have done this a couple of times, so if you see anything a little freaky here, then that's what's going to happen. So I'm going to go ahead and click sync Zadarma numbers here, and if I go to the interface, I've already bought a couple of numbers, so I'm going to go to settings and virtual numbers, and you can see here right now the numbers are pointing to the SIP, internal SIP for Zadarma. What we're trying to do here is get the SIP to point to TrackDrive. So if I go back to here, hopefully it's synced. It has. Now this already says uses TrackDrive because I already have done this. It's not currently actually using TrackDrive yet. Normally you'd see a big X here saying it hasn't been linked. But I'm going to go ahead and grab this SIP address here for the number ending in 89. And so for the number ending in 89, I'm going to change the SIP address to be external. And you can see that if you had hundreds of numbers you were buying perhaps to be in a number pool on TrackDrive, we can actually use virtual numbers to optimize. If they ever make the integration for us to allow us to API and change these SIP addresses on your behalf, it would be very useful if you're buying quite a few numbers. So I'm going to go ahead and change this last number here. And if you notice, it's basically the number that we're putting in here. It's the number you've got, it begins with number at SIP some kind of code .phonetd.net. So you don't have to keep coming back and forth here. You could just put the number, this number here at, in that same address throughout the system on Zadarma for the numbers you want us to maintain. So I'm going to go ahead and click change on that as well. So I'm going to come back here, and normally again there would be X's here saying that you haven't synced this yet. And I'm going to go ahead and say sync again. And that will create the virtual numbers in TrackDrive. I'm going to pause while I wait for that to catch up and be right back. Okay, I didn't actually even need to pause. They got to the system pretty quickly. So I can click on virtual numbers here. Oops. Those virtual numbers are the one you import through the generic VoIP. So I'm going to click on numbers here. And as you can see, I have the two numbers that I had from Zadarma. They got imported into the system as TrackTel virtual numbers. These ones belong to Zadarma here. So I'm going to click on both, because when we import numbers from the system, it put them to the default offer because they have lots of offers and it wouldn't know where to put those numbers. So I'm going to go to Actions, Edit Selected, and if I wanted these offers perhaps to be for the student loan consolidation offer, I can do that. If I want them to belong to a number pool, I could do that. So I could do the student loan and force them into a number pool. I could put them all, if I had hundreds of Zadarma numbers, I could put them all in the pool, then edit the individual number that I might want to have be static and delete the pool number out of there. But by doing this, I can put it to a valid offer. So now it's changed the Zadarma numbers to be to the student loan consolidation and belonging to this pool here. Again, since I put all the numbers in the pool, if I had hundreds of them, I could, for example, edit this one number, delete it out of the pool, and then set it up that it would have the ability to have tokens in it. Now I can't add the tokens here yet until I update the number because it needs to be out of a pool. Now I could go to extra tokens and say, for example, S1 is pool full, default pool was full. So at that point, that becomes my static number for the pool. So if I had hundreds of numbers, I could do it that way. But that's how you get your Zadarma linked into your TrackDrive system. Once you do that, all the numbers that you have from Zadarma are treated just as if TrackDrive owns those numbers. Your purpose after that, or the only thing you need to do in Zadarma after that, is keep it well funded so that your inbound calls into Zadarma do not get killed by not having enough funds on file.